Every video I've made on this channel has used a single person as the example, and every time I get the same comment. Bruce, what about couples? Fair point, because most Australians don't retire alone. They retire with someone. And the rules for couples are completely different. Different pension rates, different thresholds, different traps, and one strategy that single people can't use at all.
So, today, $800,000. Combined super. 2 people, 1 house, both want to stop working. Can they do it? Let's find out. Meet Ray and Helen, both 67, live in a 3-bedroom house in Geelong they bought 25 years ago. Mortgage paid off, kids have moved out. They're done working.
Ray has $520,000 in super. Helen has $280,000. Combined, $800,000. Now, the first thing most people do is add those numbers together and say, well, that's like $400,000 each. And then they think back to my $300K versus $2 million video and go, that's the taper zone, we're in trouble. But that's wrong, because couple thresholds are not just the single thresholds doubled. They're actually more generous in some ways and nastier in others. Let me show you the rules. As at March 2026, the couple thresholds for homeowners look like this. Full age pension if your combined assessable assets are under $481,500. That's both of you added together. The full couple pension rate is $1,810.40 per fortnight combined. That's $905.20 each. Per year, that's about $47,070 combined, significantly more than a single pension of $31,223. Part pension tapers at the same rate as singles. You lose $3 per fortnight for every $1,000 above the $481,500 threshold. And the pension cuts out completely at about $1,085,000 in combined assessable assets for a homeowner couple. So Ray and Helen, with $800,000 combined, they're above the full pension threshold of $481,000, but well under the cutoff of $1,085,000. They're in part pension territory. Let's do the maths. $800,000 minus $481,500 equals $318,500 above the threshold. $318,500 divided by $1,000 equals $318.5. Multiply by $3 per fortnight equals $955.50 reduction per fortnight. Full couple pension is $1,810.40 per fortnight. Minus $955.50 equals $854.90 per fortnight. That's roughly $22,200 per year in part pension. Now add their super drawdown. At a combined 5% on $800,000, that's $40,000 per year, tax-free, since they're both over 60 in pension phase. Total combined income, $62,200 per year. That's about $1,196 per week between them. As for Cs, a comfortable retirement for a couple costs $73,000 per year. Ray and Helen are $10,800 short of comfortable, but they're well above the modest standard of $46,000. They're not rich, but they're okay. 2 people sharing a paid-off house, splitting bills, cooking together. The cost per person is significantly less than living alone. That's the couple advantage nobody talks about. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because Ray and Helen can do something that a single person can't. Look at their super split. Ray has $520,000. Helen has $280,000. That's a 65-35 split. Uneven. Now, Centrelink assesses their combined assets for the pension, so the split doesn't matter for the assets test. $800,000 is $800,000, whether it's 50-50 or 90-10. But the income test is different, and this is the part most couples miss entirely. Under the income test, Centrelink deems their combined financial assets using the couple deeming thresholds. The first $106,200 is deemed at 1.25%, everything above that at 3.25%. So their $800,000 in combined financial assets generates deemed income of $106,200 at 1.25% equals $1,328, $693,800 at 3.25% equals $22,549. Total deemed income of $23,877 per year. That's about $919 per fortnight. The couple income-free area is $380 per fortnight. So their assessed income above the free area is $539 per fortnight. Pension reduction under income test, $539 times 50 cents equals $269.50 per fortnight. Full couple pension minus $269.50 equals $1,540.90 per fortnight. That's about $40,063 per year. Wait, the income test gives them $40,063 in pension, but the assets test only gives them $22,200. Centrelink uses whichever is lower. So Ray and Helen get $22,200. The assets test is the binding constraint. This matters because it tells them where to focus. Reducing their assessable assets is what moves the needle, not reducing their deemed income. Now let me show you the scenario that changes everything. The younger spouse trick. Let's say Ray is 67, but Helen is 63, 4 years younger. She hasn't reached pension age yet. Here's what most people don't know. Super held by a person under age pension age is not counted as an assessable asset by Centrelink. It's invisible. Helen's $280,000 in super? Centrelink can't see it. It doesn't exist for the assets test. So Ray applies for the pension as a member of a couple. Centrelink assesses their combined assets, but Helen's super is excluded. They're assessable assets and now just Ray's $520,000 plus whatever else they own, say $30,000 in bank accounts and a car. Total assessable? $550,000. That's $68,500 above the full pension threshold of $481,500. Pension reduction. $68,500 divided by $1,000 times $3 equals $205.50 per fortnight. Couple pension, $1,810.40 minus $205.50 equals $1,604.90 per fortnight. That's $41,727 per year. Compare that to the $22,200 they'd get if Helen was also 67 and her super was visible. That's an extra $19,500 per year in pension, just because Helen is 4 years younger. When Helen turns 67, her super becomes assessable and the pension adjusts down. But for those 4 years, that's roughly $78,000 in extra pension payments. Real money. Legal. Published on the Services Australia website. Now I want to be clear, you can't game this. If Helen deliberately pulls her money out of super before pension age and puts it in a bank account, it becomes assessable immediately. The exemption only applies to superannuation held in the accumulation phase by a person under pension age. The moment she withdraws it, it's visible. So the strategy is simple. Leave the younger spouse's super untouched in accumulation phase until they reach 67. Don't touch it. Don't roll it into pension phase early. Let it sit there, invisible to Centrelink, while the older spouse claims the pension. There's one more thing couples need to know. The biggest mistake I see. Ray and Helen are both on the pension now. Ray decides to do some part-time work at the hardware store, earns $400 a week. He thinks the work bonus covers him. $300 per fortnight is exempt from the income test, plus he's built up a bank of $11,800.
But here's the trap. The work bonus applies to Ray's employment income. However, Centrelink assesses couples on combined income. Ray's earnings push their combined assessed income up, and Helen's pension gets cut too. Not just Ray's, Helen's. I know a couple from Bendigo, Ken and Maureen. Ken went back to work part-time after retiring, earned about $25,000 a year. His work bonus covered some of it, but the rest pushed their combined income over the threshold and both their pensions got reduced. They lost about $4,000 a year in total, more than Maureen had budgeted for because she didn't know Ken's income affected her payment.
If one partner works, both partners pay. That's the couple income test. It's combined, always. The work bonus helps, but it doesn't fully shield the other partner. Factor it in before one of you goes back to work. So, can a couple retire on $800,000 combined super? Here's the honest answer. If you both own your home, both reach pension age at 67, and your $800,000 is your only significant assessable asset, you'll get about $22,200 a year in part pension, plus $40,000 from super drawdown. Total, roughly $62,000 a year. That's $1,200 a week between two people. Below as for comfortable, but well above modest.
You'll eat well. You'll holiday domestically. You'll help the grandkids on birthdays. You won't be flying business class to Europe, but you won't be counting coins at Woolworths either. If one of you is younger than 67, you could unlock an extra $15,000 to $20,000 per year in pension through the younger spouse exemption. That pushes you right up near the comfortable standard.
And if you structure your super and drawdown properly, which means talking to a financial advisor who understands Centrelink couple rules, you can squeeze significantly more out of the same $800,000. The couple advantage is real. Two people, one house, shared bills, combined pension thresholds. It's cheaper to retire together than alone. The system is actually kinder to couples than singles, as long as you understand the rules. Drop your combined super balance in the comments. I'll tell you which tier you're in. I'm the Retired Aussie. I'll see you in the next one.